Welcome back to the Meeple Marathon and our May the 4th Star Wars Marathon. This is X-Wing 2nd Edition. Some of you who have an astute eye may notice that my Millennium Falcon ship is a version 1 Falcon, but I've got the upgrade components to make it a version 2 ship. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure everything out here is 2.0. But we are going to be playing with the Solo Alpha rules posted by Fantasy Flight Games. It's in version 2, but it's still in its alpha stage, so not official yet. And this is actually my first attempt at playing with these rules. Now, I have played X-Wing Solo before using the Heroes of the Atari system setup that's several users, I believe, had a hand in on BGG. Had this whole system of scenarios and pieces that you created for. There's also several apps. I have one on my phone that can basically make decisions based on the approach vector of an opposing ship for who you're playing against. So I have played X-Wing before Solo, but this is my first attempt at kind of wading through the murky waters of Fantasy Flight's Star Wars Alpha rules, because they're pretty intense, and so we'll talk more about that when we get to it. But I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys the loadout that I have started with. I'm here to have fun, so I'm not worried about balance or anything like that. So I've got Luke Skywalker in his T-65 X-Wing, and I've got Han Solo in his modified YT-1300 Falcon. So, Red 5, Millennium Falcon, ready to go. They are rolling through here, but are being hunted by the Imperials, who just popped out of hyperspace. We'll show them here in a second. And we are kind of playing the escalation rules that are included in the 2.0 core set, which allows you to kind of reinforce. So you don't have to basically start with everybody on the map. It allows you to play a longer game with just the core set, which only includes the X-Wing and the 2 TIE Fighters, which, by the way, the X-Wing here, you can actually open up the S-foils. It's not super dramatic, but I thought that was a really cool touch. Or you can close them in, which I also have a card here that allows me, depending on whether I want my S-foils closed, basically I'm going to be moving, or do I want my S-foils open. Basically, if I have them closed, I roll fewer attack dice. So, and I just get to decide before I activate. But either way, this is a fun game. It is amazing for any Star Wars fan because the miniatures are amazing. They're pre-painted. They're very detailed miniatures, but it is this tactical combat game. You're going to be using rulers and range rulers and things like that, and these maneuver templates and whatnot. And so it's definitely a game for a certain type of people. It's not your typical board game. This is much more of a miniatures game versus a board game, and that's one of the reasons, probably one of the biggest reasons why I don't show it on the channel much, is because it is hard to get on camera. It is a huge 3 by 3 foot map, essentially, that you get to play on, which this neoprene mat here was designed to play X-Wing on. It's from Fantasy Flight Games. It's what I use to play all my Star Wars games on, but it is the correct size so that if you happen to fly off the board, then you've fled the area. But I'm going to do my best to show as much action on camera as possible, move it around a lot, and we're just going to have some fun here, experimenting with the Solo Alpha rules for Star Wars X-Wing 2nd Edition. Okay, so I have gone ahead and selected my maneuvers for my 2 ships. You can see one of the Imperial TIE Fighters is up here, and the other one is just off camera up here. But again, my camera is about as high as I can get it, and so this is about as much as I can get into the frame. So what you do normally in the Solo rules is you select your dials, and then you enter so that's the planning phase, and then you have what's the name of the phases? I can't ever remember. The systems phase, where certain things happen, but I don't have anything that I want to do systems wise at this point. And then we move into the activation phase. So it's not until the activation phase when a particular unit is supposed to activate that you set their dial. And you set their dial based upon where their tally is. And so in this instance, the tally I used for this ship is Luke Skywalker. And you can see that the X-Wing came out of hyperspace on this vector. It was randomly chosen. And so they're actually facing away from Luke. And so Luke is in their rear arc. So then what I do, the very simple answer, is roll a defense and attack die here. And I'm looking at Fantasy Flight's setup here and rear arc approach. Depending on what I chose here, I think it was like the slowest blue bank turn maneuver towards its tally, I think is what I selected. So I went ahead and actually selected and rolled out for both of these two people because they're going to activate first. They have the lower initiative, and for those of you not familiar with X-Wing, there's initiative numbers, which you can see, it's kind of blocking it, but Luke has a 5, and Han Solo has a 6. Here, I'm realizing his thing is on backwards. Han Solo's is a 6. And so he's going to move last, but then he's going to get to fire first. So essentially the better your ship is, it's going to get to move last to see where people are, because you can perform little minute maneuvers to get into better range. And then you're going to actually get to fire first, so you could be able to take out a unit before they even get a chance to fire back at you. So obviously this game gives the advantage to the better pilots, which is why it's kind of cheating that I'm putting up 2 Obsidian Squadron pilots against Luke Skywalker and Han Solo, because these are definitely the better ships here. So, but once you have, normally you plan out your maneuver, and everybody in a multiplayer game would pick their maneuver before anybody moves, and then you go through from lowest number to highest, making your movements. Nobody fires yet, and then you go through an engagement phase where, starting with the highest number going down, you get to take your shots. So all of those rules apply. Really all they've done for the solo alpha rules is attempt to give direction to the enemy players. So let's go ahead and activate these guys here. Alright, so based on the die I rolled, this guy is doing a bank 2. So I have my... Wait, did I pick out the right one? No. Alright. So, for those of you not familiar with X-Wing here, there's little kind of points at the front of each of these things that these templates fit into. And so you slot it in there, you hold it down with one hand, and you pick it up, and you place it like that. Okay. So at this point, I don't think the squadron pilot needs to or wants to do anything. Let me check through here after he activates. What actions does he take? Because then this is when it gets murky. They start talking about attitude and everything else. Set dial. Barrel rolls and talon rolls. When a solo ship performs a barrel roll, fleeing. Solo ships do not flee. Okay, so I'm not really sure. Do they just not perform actions? Determine approach, identify tally, use the approach chart, approach roll, and then set the dial. Movement, attack priority, that's under engagement, end phase, attitude shifts. Let's see here. Speed, ionized stressed, attitude, actions. Okay, here we go. During a solo ship's perform action step, the action is selected as determined by its attitude. So right now he has a balanced attitude because nobody's fired on him. He's not firing on anyone. If a solo ship does not have access to the listed action, or after measuring, it's clear that the action would fail. So let's see. Balanced attitude. The solo ship performs an action as follows. The solo ship performs the blank action, choosing the nearest friendly ship without that in its action bar that can perform an action. What? Alright, so rear arc approach. See, I feel like these rules are getting very muddled here. There's an obstacle in the solo ship's bullseye arc at range 0 to 4. Nope, there is not an obstacle in its bullseye arc. If a ship does not have a focus token, it performs a focus action. So it can do that. So this guy will take a focus token. Balanced. If the solo ship does not have a calculate token, it performs the calculate action, but neither of these guys do that. And it does not say it takes an evade token. I don't know why you wouldn't. Okay, so we go down from top to bottom. You have to choose one. Okay. All right. Okay, so both of these guys are probably just going to be focusing. So, all right. So essentially we have activated that person here. Now we're going to flip this guy over. He is doing a bank 3 to the left. So we place this in right here. Two hands here. All right, and then we do that. And so, let's see. Now technically there's not an obstacle, but the front of the board is in his way, or in his bullseye arc. So, what would he do? A barrel roll? He can do a barrel roll. That's one of his actions. So I feel like that's probably what he would do. Alright, so we need our little one thing here. And let me just remind myself how I can place my ship at the end of a barrel roll. Maybe. Maybe the rolls are in here somewhere. Okay, yeah, I can put it top or bottom. So that'll help him a little bit. Alright, so he's going to choose the barrel roll. We need to line this up with the center hash mark, and then he barrel rolls. Whoops, this guy's thing is loose. And he's going to put this at the front end there. So now he's got a little bit more space to maneuver next time. Alright, so there we go. Those two guys have activated, so now it's time for our rebels to activate. Alright, so in ascending order, Luke Skywalker is going to go first. So he chose a 3 bank that was going to just take him slowly off towards where he thought the guy would end up. Alright, so he goes here, and let's see. Right now, if I measure it out, he is still in my main arc, but he's at range 3, which means he's going to get an extra defense die. Now, looking through his cards, I want my S-foils open. I can use the Force to fire my Proton Torpedoes at range 2, 3. Okay. After you become the defender. Okay. Or a barrel roll. Or focus. I think maybe I will also barrel roll here. Alright, so this is going to be my action. Boom, boom. And we are like that. No, I think, or maybe it's got to be like that. Yeah. Okay, so we got ourselves a little closer. I don't think that put us in range 2. No, he's still in range 3, but he's in our primary arc. He's actually in the bullseye arc. Yes. So I don't know if that gets me anything. I think it has to be on one of my cards that I get benefits at a bullseye arc. So, all right. Now on to Han Solo here. Han Solo is going to do a 4 straight. So he comes right there, and now he is in our main arc here. Let's see what range he's at. He is just barely out of 2 range. So what can we do? I can do a little boost. After you roll dice, if you are at range 1 to 0 of an obstacle, you may reroll all of your dice. Let's see here. So I could gain an evade token. I have no idea what that symbol means. Coordinate. Rotate. Rotate your turret arc indicator. Okay. I'm not going to mess with that. I did not... Yeah, I did not even install that. So what do I want to do? Doing that would give me a little bit of a boost with a 1 arc. So let's see here. If I did this, would I bang into that thing though? I think I would. I think I would bang into that if I boosted, so we're not going to boost. I guess I will take a lock. I can lock onto somebody, acquire a lock on a ship at range 0 to 3. So we will go ahead and lock on to, we are ship 6. Well, no, yeah, I'm just going to use this for... Alright, there we go. So I have locked onto that enemy now. Okay. This guy is focused up here. Alright, so let's go through some engagements. Alright, so again, moving backwards, we get to fire here on range 3, but I do have a lock. So locking allows me to focus, boost, lock. Assign a lock token. The ship is locked. It can spend its lock to reroll 1 or more of its attack dice. Okay. Alright, because I don't have anything on my card that uses lock. Okay, so I get to roll 3 attack dice. Alright. And I can reroll one of these. I am within range 0 or 1 of an obstacle, so I'm going to be able to reroll a second die. Oh, I can reroll all of my dice. Okay. Alright, so here's my 3 attack dice. Ooh, that was no good. So I am going to take my opportunity to reroll all 3. And still no good. Okay. So I did not focus. And so I'm going to spend my lock token in order to reroll spend its lock to reroll one or more of its attack dice. Alright, so we will spend this lock token and reroll all of these. God, mighty Christmas. Okay, obviously I should be taking the opportunity to become focused here. Alright. So the defender doesn't need to do anything because I couldn't hit him for anything. So, alright. That is disappointing. Okay, so Luke is next. He is going to use his Proton Torpedoes, which, if we look at the card here, comes with 2 charges, which means I essentially have 2 torpedoes. There's no little arrow, so I don't get to gain my torpedoes back. I'm rolling 4 dice. He has to be in my forward arc, which he is, at range 2 to 3, which he is, and I have to have a lock. But on his card, on instinctive aim here, while you perform a special attack, you may spend 1 force to ignore the lock requirement. So basically, I don't need to have a lock to fire my Proton Torpedoes. I can just do it. So we get 4 dice. So I'm spending one of my charges. I'm flipping over one of my force tokens because I'm able to get that back. So, and then I can roll 4 dice on this guy. All right. So I got a critical. That's 2 hits. Right? Or no. He's going to have to take a card. So he has to take a face-up card. Not quite sure how the... Alright, panicked. Gain 2 stress tokens, then repair this card. Alright, so he still has 1 thing. We'll make him that one. He gains 2 stress tokens, so it's going to take him a while to get rid of that. Oh, but he does get to defend. Hold on. Oh, so he just evaded the crap out of that. He didn't even need to spend his focus token, but that's going to... No, he can save it for when he attacks me. I'm sorry, folks. It's been a hot minute since I've played X-Wing. Okay. So, big whiffs for my guys. I feel like I'm doing something wrong here, but maybe I just need to be more focused. Okay. Alright. Neither of his people can do anything. I'm not in any of their firing arcs, so all the green goes away. And we move on to another phase here. So, I get to choose what I'm going to do. Okay, so I went ahead and made my decisions for my 2 ships, and then I rolled out for the solo AI ships. So, the solo AI cannot flee off the board. If they make it to the edge, they're going to simply stop there, turn around, and they face back in towards their hyperspace marker. So, let's just see how this is going to work. So, the roll was the fastest advanced maneuver, which for them is a 4. I forget what the name of this turn is. It's not a Krogan turn. It's a what's this called? No, this is a Krogan turn. What's the other one? Talon roll. So, a 4 Krogan turn would take them off the map. So, they're going to go along this vector. And they're simply just going to turn around and stop right there. Alright. And I believe they take a stress token or something for going off the board. Let's see. Fleeing. Solo ships do not flee. If a solo ship executes a maneuver that was result in it fleeing, it partially executes the maneuver so that it does not overlap the edge of the play area. Then is rotated either 90 or 100 degrees in whichever direction will face its bullseye arc towards the center of the play area. It gains 1 stress token. Okay, so yes, he is. They're stressed now. Alright. Okay, so he's done, and then this gentleman actually rolled the same thing. The fastest advanced maneuver. So it's going to get him turned around back towards his tally. So he's going to go up here and fire back like that. So, all right, still just barely on camera. Okay, so now we get to go to Luke here. So Luke's going to do a bank 2, trying to make sure he does not hit this obstacle, but keep the guy close. All right, so at this point we are range 3 in our main arc. All right, so I don't think I need to do anything else. I cannot boost with Luke. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm going to focus. I'm going to choose to focus. All right, there we go. And then Han Solo is going to try and not hit this asteroid here by doing a 2 bank as well. So this goes right here. This picks up. And yes, I was just barely able to squeeze in here. And this gentleman is still in my firing arc, and we are at range 2. Okay. All right, so range 3 and range 2. So going backwards. Oh, and what does Han Solo want to do? He wants to focus as well. All right. So we're both focused now. And Han Solo is going to roll his 3 attack dice. Yep, just 3. I am at range 1 to 0 of an obstacle. So I am going to get to... Nope, but I don't need to. I can spend my focus to turn these 2 into hits. So that's 3 hits on this guy, which could take him out. He gets to roll 3 defense dice. He does not focus, so he can't do anything with that, and so he is gone. Boom, boom, boom. But don't worry, I've got... The Empire has some tricks up their sleeve here. They're going to make things a little more fun. Alright, so this can go away, this can go away. Alright. And then back over here to Luke Skywalker. We know that he's in his primary arc, range 3, so that guy's going to get 4 defense dice. We just get... I guess I'm going to go ahead and spend my other force token to spend my other charge token to zip a Proton Torpedo out there. So I get to roll 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so 4 hits on him. He, however, does get to roll, and he was stressed. He should be stressed, which means he didn't get to gain a focus token. But he is going to get to roll 4 of these. So there's 1 evasion, so my 4 hits is down to 3. And he gets to roll 1 more die. My 4 hits are down 2, but that doesn't matter. He only has 3 health, so he has also been knocked out. Alright, so, you know, in a quick game without any escalation rules, that would normally be the game. But we already said it wasn't going to be fair from the beginning, so... At the start of this next phase here, we are going to bring in the reinforcements. Let me kind of clean up a little bit here. All right, so what you do with these things here is, let's see here. I'm going to say on my green die, any symbol is going to come in. Anything we see, if it's got a symbol on it, it's going to come in at 1. If it's blank, it's going to come in at 2. And then our attack die will decide where around the arc it comes in. So, all right, comes in at 1 and the blank side. So, da 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 da. Slave 1 and Boba Fett coming in. Alright, so Boba Fett here has got a health hull value of 6. He's got 4 shields. So I need to find some more shield tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. 4 shield tokens. He rolls 2 defense dice. He can shoot forward or backward. Backwards actually where his primary arc is, his bullseye arc. And yeah, after you reveal okay, so he can move around. I don't know if how that works with the solo AI, but alright, so we are gonna go ahead and pick our options here. Alright, so we have selected our dials. I'll let you guys kind of weigh in here. So when I rolled the dice, it said the fastest advanced maneuver that takes it away from the nearest obstacle. Well, he's pretty well stocked up in between here, but he has access to both the Talon roll and the what's that maneuver called? The Talon roll or the Huygen turn. Both of which are really just going to go out and put him somewhere. So I picked the fastest one, which is a 4. He and Luke are tied, so I get to choose who goes first. Not really sure. Maybe I should have picked the Huygen turn that would have put him like right here. But we picked the fastest one, so Slave 1's going to do that and turn around. Okay. And then Luke Skywalker is going to do a 3 left turn to try and get into the fight here. Don't know if it's going to help at all. So let's see. Oops. He is way out of range here. So yeah, I'm going to be flipping over to closing my S foils, which means I can focus and then boost, but I have to be stressed. Is that what that means? I think so. So there's this card here. On the card, I've closed my S foils so that I can do an additional boost and get closer to the fight. But there's this one here, which, let me look and see what that means. Okay, yes, these are linked actions, so I can actually become focused and then do my little burst, my little boost forward here. We're just going to boost straight forward. So I don't need this hyperspace marker anymore. I'm pretty sure it's not considered an obstacle. So there we go. Did that put us in range? We are focused. Yes, range 3 now. All right, and Han Solo is just doing a 1 lazy drift to the right. Still put a bead on him through my front arc here, yes. So that doesn't mean I need to rotate my turret. Alright, so I will also become focused. Yeah. Alright, so there we go. Alright, moving back through everything. The Millennium Falcon gets to go first, rolling 3 attack dice. We are at range 1, however, are we? Yes. we are at range 1, so we're going to get an extra attack die, and we're focused. Okay, don't even need it. That's 2 crits, an extra 1. Alright, so 4 hits, 2 criticals, and a regular. He gets to roll 2 defense dice. And, oh wait, what was Boba Fett wanting to do? He was balanced, so he wanted to become focused. So he's actually going to turn one of these into an evade. So he blocks that extra one of mine, but I'm still hitting him for 3. So he's going to get 1 face down and 2 face ups. After you execute a maneuver, if you moved through or overlapped an obstacle, suffer 1 damage. Or before you engage, roll 1 attack die. On that, you suffer 1 damage, and then you repair this card. Okay, as an action, you can repair this card. So 3 out of his 6 damage has already been dealt to him. No, I'm sorry, he's got 4 shields and 2. So his 3 shields are gone. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, so I guess he doesn't take these cards yet. Just the shields go away. All right, yeah, that's how it works. Okay, and Luke Skywalker is at range 3. He no longer has his Proton Torpedoes, so he is simply just rolling 3 dice. He is focused, so he can turn this into a hit. So he's hitting for 2. And Boba Fett gets to roll an extra die because he's at range 3, and he evades both of that. Alright. Now Boba Fett's going to turn around, and we didn't need to spend our focus, so we're still focused now. Boba Fett gets to roll 4 attack dice. He is focused, so he's going to spend those to turn these into 2 attacks. So 3 straightforward attacks. Whoops. Just 1 die. Plus a focus, which he would have turned in. So 4 attacks. Han Solo only rolls 1 defense die, and he missed. I am at range 1 of that obstacle, though, so I can re-roll that die, and I evaded 1 of them. So 3 shields away for me. Okay. Oh, you know what? I should have rolled 1 fewer attack die as Luke Skywalker, because my S-foils were closed. Okay. But now we need to figure out all this stuff goes away. Okay, so I'm going to pick my actions. He, however, is going to go first, so he's probably going to bump into me. So yeah, we're going to do that, and we're going to do that. Okay, so Han Solo is in his front arc approach chart, so we're going to roll that. And if we look on here, he is going to be doing its slowest straight stationary or reverse maneuver, but we had to change his attitude because after it performs an attack, if it deals at least 1 damage card to the defender in the end phase, shifts towards defense. After it defends, if it was dealt at least 1 damage card. Okay, so no, he stays balanced, I believe, because he actually wasn't dealt any damage cards. So he's going the slowest move he can. Oh, you know what? He was stressed, so he shouldn't have been able to focus his 2 things. So I think he only hit me once. He did his advanced maneuver. That's why he couldn't gain a focus token. Alright, so he is still stressed, so he would want to do the 1 move forward I always want to mark these so that I position what I'm going to do to the little opening. All right. Okay, so we're just going to give him the blue move forward dial, which he's going to do now because he goes first. But I have a feeling he is going to bump into the Millennium Falcon here. So, boom, that's correct. So he's going to crash in right here. All right. So when players run into each other, they perform a partial maneuver. He has to skip his perform action step. But that's it. Okay. All right. So now Luke Skywalker gets to go. Ooh, hopefully Han Solo is out of the way. Yes, I think so. Doing a lazy one. This is going to be close. But yeah, we're fine. Okay. Boop. All right, and then Han Solo is going to do an advanced mover that's going to stress him, but be able to turn him around. So, we need to jump up here. So we're going to fly out like this, and we are at the very edge of the map here, but we're not off it. We keep Boba Fett and our arc. So, now Han Solo gets to go first. We are at range. Hold on. Woo! Just barely range 1. Alright, so extra defense die here. I am stressed. So now I need to remember to keep myself stressed. Alright. So I'm going to get an extra die. And that's it. I am not close to an obstacle, so I completely whiff. So Boba Fett doesn't need to do anything. And then Luke Skywalker is going to go. He is going to just roll his... No, I bet we're in range 1 here. Actually, no. No, we're not quite in range 1. So just 3 dice for Luke. Luke did want to become focused. Alright, so you can turn these into 3 hits. And Boba Fett, he would have become focused as well because he got rid of his stress. And so he's evading. Oh no, he only rolls 2. Alright, he evades 1. So he takes 2 hits. That's 1 thing. So now he is taking a face down damage card. Alright, his shields are gone. Okay. Alright, now Boba Fett's going to turn around and fire at Luke for 3. After you become the defender, before dice are rolled, you may recover 1 force. Alright. So, yeah, there we go. He did not use his focus, so he's going to use it now. He turns this into 3 hits. And I get to roll 2 defense dice. And I already used my focus, so all 3 of them come in. 2 of those are shields, and 1 face down damage for Luke Skywalker. Okay, and that's it. Alright. Okay, so I did shift his state to defense because he took damage. He also hit though, so I don't know if he should have stayed balanced, but that actually didn't modify his dice roll at all. So he is basically doing the slowest bank turn, which is a 1 blue, away from an obstacle, which the closest one is that thing. So he is just going to go right here like so. Alright, then Luke Skywalker has chosen to do a Talon roll, no, Krogan turn. So it's a 3 with a whip around. He is going to be stressed after this, but this actually should put him actually right in Boba Fett's bullseye arc. Maybe if we shift up like this. Okay. And then, yeah, let's see. Is Boba Fett going to be... Yeah, he can just barely catch the back edge of my thing. And Han Solo is going to get rid of his thing by just going a lazy one forward and remove his stress token. Okay, so the stress token goes to Luke. So he's not going to be able to do an action. The Millennium Falcon, however, will be able to focus along with Boba Fett. So Falcon gets to go first. He is in range 1 easily. All right, he's also next to an obstacle. So we are rolling 4 dice with a full reroll if we need it. All right. Yes. I'm gonna reroll these. And I would have been able to reroll that one. So spend my focus token for 3 hits. Okay, so Boba Fett gets 2 dice. He is focused, so he will turn this into an evade, but he's still going to take 2 more hits out of his 6, so he's halfway gone. All right, then Luke Skywalker is going to get to roll 4 dice. Ooh, with no rerolls. All right, there's 1. Boba Fett's already spent his focus, but he evaded it. All right. And then Boba Fett can fire at Luke for 4 dice. Ooh, boy. All right. So that's 1, 2, 3. I had used R2-D2 while the camera was off. He allows me, after I reveal my dial, I just went ahead and did it. But I can recover 1 of my shields. So I'm being hit for 3. So 1 and a face down damage and a face up damage, which says increase the difficulty of your turn maneuvers. Boom and boom. Okay, damaged engine. Alright. So Luke Skywalker's almost toast here. Alright. Okay. So on to another round. Okay, so everybody has chosen their stuff. We've assigned Boba Fett. He's doing his slowest bank maneuver towards his tally, which is Luke Skywalker. So he's going to be kind of banking back towards here. He may, however, bonk this obstacle, which he will. So he stays on top of it. He doesn't shift. And what did it say about hitting an obstacle? If it's an asteroid, yes. You need to roll 1 attack die. And it was a focus result, and so nothing happens. He does not get to perform an action. That's it, but he doesn't take any damage. Okay, so Luke Skywalker is doing a 2 forward, removing his stress. Actually, we may bump here. Yes. We are gonna bump. Alright. I know I'm not doing this like the fancy legal way, but okay, so I've removed my stress token, but I cannot take an action either, and we're actually not gonna be able to attack each other. So let's see if Han Solo, I think, may also be in this predicament. Yep, he is also going to bonk. So we're all just jammed up here. Alright, so nobody's actually doing any attacking. So, that's kind of a bust round. Let's continue. Alright, so we are all chosen up here. Boba Fett gets to go first. Fastest turn maneuver, which for him is actually just a 3 towards the closest obstacle, so he's going to be turning back in here. So where's my 2 turn? So that needs to fit just like that. Let's see if I can pick this up without bumping everything under the sun. Alright, so he's actually right in my way. And now Luke, what did Luke choose? 3 bank towards him. So again, I think we all just are going to be dogpiling up together. Yeah. Okay. Boom. Another dog pile. My piloting skills are not very good. And then Han Solo here chose to go forward for trying to get over this obstacle. But he is going to get stuck right there on top of the obstacle. Alright, and so he's got to roll a die and nothing happens to him, but that's it. Again. Okay, so Boba Fett selected fastest advanced maneuver, which is his 4 turnaround. So hopefully this should separate us all out now. Alright, and then Luke Skywalker chose one of his advanced maneuvers. So he is going to be right here. So he's actually going to use his focus then boost maneuver, which will stress him. He will become focused and stressed, and he can boost 1 this way. All right. Am I still? No. I am out of Boba Fett's firing arc. Okay. So that's good. So I'm not really going to need either of these. Well, no, I got to keep that. And then Han is doing a 2 right turn, hopefully staying off of this obstacle. Yes. All right. So everybody's cleared some space now. We are good to go. All right. So Han Solo gets to go first. He's within range 3 and close to an obstacle. And he would have said he was focused, so boom. 2 hits and a critical. Boba Fett here is just rolling 2, and he could not because he was stressed. He stressed himself out with that maneuver. So he cannot change that. So he's actually taking 3 damage, and that will do him in, ladies and gentlemen. One of them was face up, which would have caused him to, you cannot perform any actions except the focus action and actions from damage cards. Boom. But there you go. Luke, little gem up there. Some not very good flying on my part. But we were successfully scared off Boba Fett. And we'll live to fight another day. So that was Star Wars X-Wing using, in my opinion, some very complicated solo AI rules. I think what they really need to do here is create an app that you could put in, put in your ship you're playing against. Because, for example, Boba Fett here, his bullseye arc's in the rear. But if I did I did bullseye arc for him on that table, he'd actually do a slow move forward. So it doesn't really make sense. I guess maybe he wouldn't want to run away. I don't know. I don't know if they've thought about that kind of stuff, but I feel like an app would be perfect because then you could put in the ships. It would know what you're flying against, and yeah, just put in. All right, the closest ship is in my rear arc or in my side arc. Approaching from, left or right, whatever it may be, and it can just give you a random thing, and you just put the marker down, and it can tell you what action it takes. I feel like that's not out of the realm of possibilities for Fantasy Flight games. And then technically it's not an app-supported game. It's just app-supported if you want to play solo. So anyways, that was Star Wars X-Wing. That was my first go at the solo alpha rules and my first go at the 2.0 rules, 2.0 play. So it's been a learning experience for me all the way around. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more content like this in the future, please consider subscribing to the channel. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.